And now to fully understand this dynamic, we'll have to look into the Sukuna side of things. Sukuna is a character that a lot of the fandom deems as like a one-track character, but I don't think this is the truth at all. Sukuna is a character that has love and values it, just not in the same way that everybody else does. And this ties back to Megumi's character arc, and I like how Gege kind of uses Yorozu / Sumiki as like this medium to fully get this point across, with Yorozu taking up the role of being Sukuna's guide in this journey. But as we know, and most people have probably guessed, Sukuna doesn't really care too much for the traditional sense of romance and love. We see this as Yorozu's constant pushes for ceremonies and marriages don't really move him in any type of way. He just can't be fulfilled with something like that. But the love that Sukuna values is won through recognition and understanding. And he does this through Jujutsu. Someone like Yorozu is really similar to Sukuna in a way. And this comes through their infatuation with Jujutsu. They are both characters who yearn to understand it and evolve it. But Sukuna takes it a step further because this is the one thing that gives his life meaning. Although we don't get a backstory for Sukuna, we don't need one to understand how his life was like. He was shunned by people due to his appearance, and he was just seen as a monster. And he also uses the word as unwanted to describe himself. But then as Sukuna's strength started growing, people started to revere him for his strength. Either that or they would fear him for his strength. Either way, this is still something that gave him value, which beforehand he had none of. So strength is the only thing that gave him value and recognition. He can only recognize and value people through strength. So although Yorozu was pretty similar to him, she didn't have the exact experiences to value things in the same way. So she misread Sukuna in thinking that he needed to learn about something, because the narrative paints Sukuna as a character who's enlightened. But for the Megumi side of things, he's a character who's constantly searching for answers, and a character who can forge his own way of life. And something to give further credence to Sukuna's definition of love, he's able to fulfill and make Yorozu happy through Jujutsu. So the person who wanted love from Sukuna got exactly what she wanted. And Sukuna was also able to further advance his Jujutsu through this altercation. So in an odd way, this was an exchange of mutual love. And another parallel that I would like to bring up between these two is their curses. We know through Sukuna's loneliness, solitude, and him constantly being shunned, the last thing Sukuna did was let these curses bottle up inside, and then he decided to take it out on everybody else instead. While someone like Megumi constantly kept it in and put up a shield against those around him, and this allowed Megumi to endure inside of silence, to the point where he was just stringing along with his existence. And as we see on the contrast to this, through Sukuna's way of life, he's able to find meaning and enjoyment. Like when Sukuna is discussing what it means to be the strongest, he's found a duty out of his way of life. He believes as the strongest, it's his duty to understand those who also strive to be like them. And he sees the fact that Kashimo didn't understand this to be his major flaw. He sees